Good morning, Floss Tube. My name is Laura, and I'd like to welcome you to Stitching by the Shore, my channel about cross stitch. Every once in a while, we do something maybe a little bit different crafty-wise and talk about life at times too. So you'll notice we are in a different location. I got a chance to spend a few days down in Delaware. It is completely empty because pretty much the entire house is empty, but that's okay. That's okay, little bits at a time. I was hoping to tape downstairs because there's a nice open area, but there is some building going on right behind the house behind, and the house diagonal are being built, and they're very loud with the bangs. So I figured you didn't want to listen to that to a whole video. So we have a small little bonus room upstairs that we have, especially as maybe grandchildren down the line, later on down the line come around. It would be a fun place for them up here. So that's where I am today. I hope the lighting is okay, and we'll just work with it. We'll run with it. If you are new, welcome. After you've heard my long spiel, thank you so much for pressing play and checking out my channel. I hope you like what you see, and you'll hit subscribe and join in all our chatter and just be another one of our stitchy friends here. And if you are a returner, thank you so much for coming back for another week. I am so grateful that you choose to spend a little time with me each week. Really appreciate it. I don't even have the words to tell you, but it means the world to me. So thank you so much, everyone. If I have any stitchy friends that are celebrating Hanukkah, I'd like to wish you a happy Hanukkah and wishing you all the best during this season for you. Stitchy stuff, I guess. Let's get going, and let's fingers crossed on the light. Okay, I have one finish. I was going to show you on the computer, but on my iPad, because it's a digital pattern. I'm heavy on the digitals this week. But I noticed, and I'll tell you who it is in the description box below. For some reason, I noticed she didn't have this one listed in her shop. She has an Etsy shop. I'm sure maybe the last one might have sold and she didn't realize it. If you really wanted to stitch it, I'm sure if you just reached out to her, you would, I'm sure she'd be able to help you with it. But this is Jingle All the Way by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And we have a little finish. These are little tinies. I'm definitely hoping, let me see if I can, I don't know if I have any white paper that I can put behind. Let's see if this will work. There we go. There's this one, another straight Christmas. I think it says Joy to the World, which I'd like to stitch. And then there's a snowman. I don't remember if he says what he says. So there's a trio of these. Holiday stamp series is what she calls them. This is stitched on an 18 count Magical Clouds by DoveStitchDotCom. This is one of those, I think it's a fabric flare. It's one of those that's just white. You can actually see it at the bottom. It's a printed piece. But I thought the color was just perfect, so that's what I used for that. Super quick stitch. I tried to finish this in the car on the way down here, so it took me a little longer because it's windy, and I'm not good going this way and that way trying to stitch, but it's a super quick stitch. If you're a fast stitcher, you could get these done in no time and still have them up on your Christmas tree. So that's the first one. Primrose Cottage Stitches. Well, it's the only finish, actually. Now, I don't have my normal setup where I can just gently place the stuff that I've shown you just to the side of the table, so I'm going to kind of throw them around here a little bit. So I'm going to be leaning or moving a bit. Sorry about that. All right, so that was the only finish. Oh, and before I forget, so Christmas sweater. First thing I did for packing when I knew I was coming down was to choose my Christmas sweater. We went a little bit more like, if you're going to a Christmas party and you were going to put on a fun sweater without it being completely loud. That's the one we went with today. So it's a sweater that has a series of beaded trees, and it just works its way all the way down. I think it's cute. I can't see much of it because I feel so short the way I'm set up here, but that is the holiday sweater of the week. Next week you're gonna get a really in your face kind of, I don't even know why it's out there. I'm kind of surprised I had bought it, but anyway, moving on. So that's it for finishes. Let's talk about works in progress. And I'm so excited that I'm getting so close on this one that I have to keep showing it to you first. Hemlock and Rye Stitchery, Christmas in Nantucket Trio. And that's, oh, you're gonna see out the window houses around the neighborhood. So that is the trio. I am stitching them all as one piece, and the middle one you see is the last one I'm working on. Now, remember that tree. You see it? Remember it. Because that's all I have left. First I'll do this so I can show you up close. I would have had this greenery done here, but for whatever reason, I stitched those two windows in the greenery mix, the green colors. I don't know. And then when I went to go stitch that, I thought, oh no, and I had to take it all out and restitch it in the right color. So I have just a little bit of the greenery in the window box, and then the tree. Do you think I can get it finished next week? I don't know. It's a big tree. Let me show you again. It's a big tree. See that tree? That's a lot of tree. So my goal is to try to get that stitched next week. This is it as a single piece. This is stitched on 18 count Nantucket Sky by Fabrics by Stephanie. Let me bring it up close. I did stitch it with a connection of all the fences. You don't have to. I have seen people who are stitching. Amy Gable Stitcher, she is stitching this, and she's stitching them, I think, on one piece, but she's not connecting them. So you could certainly stitch them as one piece and not connect them. And if you want, in Hemlock and Rye Stitchery, Julie has provided a border, a Christmassy border that you could stitch around it if you wanted to. It's super cute. So that's where the entire piece is, and this is where we are. We had to stay in. They had kind of messed up a little bit on the granite on the kitchen counter, and so there was a window of time that they were coming to fix it. And so I installed myself up here so I wouldn't be near anybody. Plus it kind of stunk a little bit. So we never saw them. We said hello, opened up the windows, said go to the kitchen, do it, and whatever. But you've got the window of time, and then they're working and everything else. So I just pulled out this piece and just stitched for a whole bunch of time. So yay! So close, so close. So maybe next week I'll come to you with a finish, but I can't be sure. I can't guarantee it. We'll see what next week brings for stitching time. Okay, now that's probably the biggest piece you'll see because I don't have any furniture. I don't have a lot of places to put things as I'm stitching. So I concentrated on smaller pieces or pieces, they're all small. And in some cases, pieces where I could just have one or two colors of thread out so that everything was kind of compact. So you're gonna just see a lot of smalls. So my big pieces had to be put aside for the week. The next one is Country Cottage Needleworks, the January Cottage. And this didn't get as much done as I was hoping, but that's where we are. We have a snowman, we have a tree, house is finished. I think at this point, I have to finish the snowman. I think he needs a hat. I have to attempt the dreaded French knots, which I'm going to try to teach myself colonial knots because I think those will be easier. And then the border at the bottom. This is stitched on the back side of Vintage Country Mocha, so the non-printed side. The non-printed side is a lovely color that has pretty much gone nicely with every one of the cottages of this series that I've stitched so far. I am using all DMC, so you will not see the fancy floss colors when I show these. This is all DMC, the alternatives. So that one, it's coming along. We'll see. I don't know. That one may not be finished next week. That might need 2 weeks. Okay, next one. Because they're smalls, I did touch a lot of pieces this week, so you get to see a lot of stitching. This one, I'm just showing you a black and white picture because this comes from a magazine. This is the Prairie Schooler Santa, obviously from Prairie Schooler. This was in, I'm looking here, the issue 34, November of 2008 of the DoveStitchDotCom magazine. This, and it might still be available. The Gift of Stitching is not a magazine that's around anymore, but they're giving this issue away for free at the moment. They were, hopefully maybe they still are, hopefully maybe through the holiday season because it's a November issue. I don't know how long they were in business and publishing magazines. If you go to Artist Designs, Amanda May, I will link her down below, or I'll link her when in the people of, I'll say, you know, Floss Tubers mentioned, I'll link her. This past week's episode, she did a review. Right now, the company is offering all 35, maybe? I don't know how many issues. All of their issues as a bundle for one digital price. And she was given permission to show her favorites, and she's showing like 70 or 80 different patterns. So you will get a good idea of what's in the magazine and see if that bundle is worth it to you. So if you check down below Artist Designs, and it would be this week's video. So today is December 11th, so it would be maybe a couple days ago. I can't remember. I think she films on Wednesdays. But that's the pattern. This guy is way denser than I thought. I thought I'd be able to get this guy completely finished. I'm getting there, but not completely. So there he is. This was a lot. I said, okay, I got through that. Then his body was a lot. So all I have left now is there's a tree right here. See to the side of him? There's a tree. So that's all I have left. Super cute. This is stitched on the correct printed side of Vintage Country Mocha. Yes, it's a really tiny piece because my goal would be to make it into an ornament if I can ever get back to the store again, and really tight to the border. No, I'm not having anything really showing. So I didn't care about having a lot of extra material. And as luck would have it, I had a piece that was one direction this size, and so I just cut it into a square. So that's where we are. Super cute. But yeah, if that issue is still available, you know, grab it and see if you like the magazine, and then check out the review and see if that works for you. And I don't think it's super expensive for the bundle. I can't remember the price, to be honest with you. I haven't pulled the trigger yet myself, but you can also ask on some of the Facebook groups, because I know some people have bought it and maybe they can give you a good review too, whether it's worth it or not. Okay. So one more work in progress, one more whip. And this is, and this I do want to show you a picture of because it's completely different than what I am doing. This is, whoops. Let's see if I can get this. And I want to go this way, so because the pattern is shown in the picture. This is from this current issue of Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher, is that what it's called, magazine? And it's the Winter Cardinal Etching. Now I know a ton of you are stitching this. Now this is from Cecilia Turner of Heart and Hand Needleart. Make sure I get it right. So that's the original. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous that way. I had mentioned last week that I had seen, as soon as I saw it, I had seen in my head an idea that I wanted to run with, and I did. So this is what I have so far. All of the trees are done. So what I had envisioned was more of a gray background. So the trees would pop, but then the cardinal would really, really pop. This is charcoal fabric. Is also from DoveStitchDotCom. So if you can see here, it is another printed fabric. Again, I believe that they ship Fabric Flare. They sell Fabric Flare, which is one of the printed companies. And this one is charcoal. I wanted a dark gray, but I didn't want a crazy dark gray. So all I have left is the Cardinal. Now I am stitching, not using the fancy floss. So I picked these two colors, they're a mess, but let me show you, of DMC that I'm going to, they are slightly different. I don't know how well that's going to show up there, but I'm going to have a strand of each of those, and which is easy because I do use 2 strands and 18 count. I'm going to see what I can do about getting a little bit of a mixture, and I think against this gray, that's really going to look nice. So that is what I'm going to do the Cardinal with. It was just straight up B5200 that I used, I believe. Let me see. Yep, B5200 is what I used for the white. And that's what you'll see. Next week, we will get out the red and start stitching a Cardinal. If you would like to see another option, I was watching Robin of Bird's Eye Stitches. Not Stitcher, I think it's Stitches. Again, I'll link her in the Floss Tubers mentioned. Her last video, so whatever is right before December 11th, she also is planning on stitching this. Actually, she started it. She did start it, and she had the same idea of a darker color fabric with the white trees. But she is using a gorgeous, gorgeous blue, I believe. So go check it out. And she's actually changing the color of the bird to a different shade of blue, I believe, as well. So I cannot wait till she gets to that part because it's going to look so pretty. And I really, really want to see how that all looks against the that color fabric. So have fun with it and go with it. The original is beautiful, but those colors really lend themselves to a lot of different options, especially if you change up the trees a little bit. So that was it for works in progress. But I was feeling a little bit of a start bug, so I did 2 starts this week. Now the other pattern that immediately jumped out at me when I got this is my first issue of Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. I got the digital, I was gonna say prescription. It's not a prescription, it's a subscription. I got the digital subscription. And one of the first things that jumped out at me was this Comfort and Joy. And it's from Misty Pursel, I believe. Yep, Misty Pursel of Luminous Fiber Arts. Isn't that so pretty? So, so pretty. Now, I originally hunted and hunted, trying to find the same sort of shade of fabric, because it looks so pretty on this. Nothing I had really spoke to me, and I decided, all right, I'm just going to go a little bit different. I think it'll look good. I don't have much, because I just started this yesterday afternoon. I was just in the mood for a start. So this is what I have. That's it. It's one of those little sad little starts. I would have actually started with the words comfort and, but I realized that when I kit up this project, I don't have all the DMCs. So I obviously need to do a curbside order of some DMCs. And usually I kind of like when I do that, because then I look at all the other patterns coming up and I try to make it a nice big order. I feel so bad though for the poor people that have to pull it, because you know, it's like 50 DMCs, so I can use my coupon, and if I can get a good, I wait for a coupon, do my 50 DMCs, and then that poor person has to pick them all. But anyway, this is Wisteria gray fabric, and this is the first one I'm trying from To Die For Fabrics that I showed you last week. So this is an 18 count, as they all were if I didn't mention it, and if you are new to me. And that's it. I am loving the color so far. Super cute. Really enjoy it. And looking forward to seeing the full piece come to life. So there will be the words up here, but I just didn't have it. But again, those were the first 2. As soon as I saw the magazine, I said, those 2 I must stitch. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a try and get started with it. And that's what I did. Okay, next one. This one I knew I wanted to start this week, and I had found what I think is a really, really cute fabric for it. So this is from Stone, what is this? Make sure I get it right. Stone Street Stitchworks. And this is called Coffee Corner. Isn't that cute? So, so cute. And what I didn't even realize, where is it? They actually offer 2 versions in the same thing that you buy. So this one that I'm stitching is the holiday version. But it was funny because I was looking through, I had just bought it and printed it out and didn't really pay attention, threw it in the little holder that I put my digital patterns in. And then I was flipping through to get the floss colors. And I said, there's 2 patterns here. And so there's a non-holiday and a holiday version. So you get 2 for 1. Now, what was really great about when you looked at this, I can't remember, I'm sure they gave what color this is stitched on, but they also said, use your imagination, just make sure it's something that the white would pop on. And that was the only thing that they recommended for. And so, that's what I did. And that's where we are. This is a super cute, super fun stitch, and it's gonna go fast. So if you're looking for something fun to stitch that's cute, I would highly recommend this. This is done on Bronze Age, 18 count. You can see I usually try to iron them before I start them, and I was away, since I'm away this week, I didn't do that. So obviously when I ironed to show you, I didn't do a very good job. But that's where we are so far. Now these patterns, if you've never done any from Stone Street Stitchworks, they are fantastic on the eyes. So this maybe goes about, where am I? About this far. So you can see how tall an item it is. It's not super tall. This pattern is stretched out over the length of an 8.5 by 11. So I could see this without my glasses if I needed to. It's great. These are so easy to read that I cannot recommend Stone Street enough. And for somebody in a short while, you might have a chance to try it. So stay tuned. But that is Coffee Corner, and that's the holiday version. And there are 2 versions in the actual pattern that you buy. Okay, so that is stitching. There's a lot there, I think. Again, a lot of smalls. Just wanted to get, my fingers on a whole bunch of different patterns, and given where I am, that was what worked the best. So super happy with this week's stitching. I hope you enjoyed it. Plans for this coming week. This is another Stone Street that I've really wanted to stitch. Now there are two parts to it. I'm just showing you the digital version, but what's also nice is they don't do 10,000 colors, so sometimes that's nice. Obviously you've got the white. I think the house is charted in a red, and then you've got the brown. I think, and what you get with this, let me show you. Now this is gonna be a glare because I've kept it in the container. You have this pattern, which can be a whole nother separate piece. But when you buy the pattern, it's out of the thing. Let me just grab a piece of paper for you. Hold on a second. They also give options for a little stocking and a little star, and then this is the house, and then you can take, and if you look online, they stitch this on a beautiful deep, maybe a teal, I want to say. I can see it in my head, but I'm not explaining it well. And it was so, so pretty. So I eventually would like to do that. White, the white floss on a nice, deep, kind of rich color of fabric. And flip side, if you have a favorite color of floss, especially something that kind of fits that design aesthetic, do it on a lighter fabric and then bring out the color of this, bring out the snowflake with the color in a deep floss. So I do want to stitch that at some point. I don't think that's going to be the start. I love, love, love this house. So I was thinking of stitching the house without that, and maybe even without this, and make this a little ornament. What do you think? Suggestions? Ideas? Throw them at me. But I think I haven't decided what color fabric to do this on yet. So when I get back home and I have my fabrics to look at, I will do that and get a chance to look at that and kind of have some ideas with that. And then there are a few other smalls that I might want to give a start with and give a go with, especially because I think I can finish this week. I can finish the Santa, the Prairie Schooler Santa. maybe I can finish the winter Cardinal. I don't know how much stitching the Cardinal is, and it might be a long shot, but I might be able to finish Nantucket Trio as well. So we'll see. Those would be 3 days of stitching, and then we'll see if I want to, although I really like some of the other pieces I've started. So we'll see. I don't know. But there are some other smalls that I'm really interested in giving a try to, and stitching and getting all this stuff stitched up. So we'll see. Again, it's a surprise. We don't know. I had no idea I was going to be starting Comfort and Joy this week. It just kind of came at me. So I don't know. All right, shopping. So because I'm away, and I think one package came in. So it's not like I would have had a lot to show you. I'll show you next week. And I'm away, and obviously nothing is being shipped here. So I have no physical items to show you. I thought I'd show you, I had never heard of this digital designer before, and over Thanksgiving weekend, she was having a sale, and so I gave her a try. Obviously, a lot of people know, I'm assuming a her. I apologize if it's not. I didn't do my research. If you have used Fuzzy Fox Designs before, and there's 15,000 sales, so obviously people have, chime in and say what you think. But these were two super cute patterns. They were having a sale. I said, hey, I'm gonna jump on it. So this is Christmas Gingerbread House. Isn't that cute? So cute. And then, this guy is so cute. A little Christmas gnome. I loved him. So I just picked those two up. I think I had gotten, what's nice with Etsy is, you can, especially with, well, you could do it with digital and physical. You add it all to the cart, and then, it can come from a bunch of different people. I had shopped, and I think I had gotten 5 patterns, and I paid $16 after everybody's holiday sales. So what I like to do is put what I like in my favorite section of Etsy. So you heart an item. So for example, up here, all you would have to do when you're signed in, heart that little item right there. And when you go to your favorites, there's favorite items and favorite shops, and you can also actually make lists for yourself if you want. But I just heart away, and then if I'm looking for sales, what will happen is it'll usually say underneath, eligible for XYZ sale, or free shipping available, or whatever happens to be what the store happens to be doing. Sometimes I just like to go through, and if I'm in the mood to buy something, I'm not looking for sales, but it's nice to see everything that I've accumulated as a favorite, and then I can choose something from it. But if you are looking at times too to see if, during times of the year when sales are more prevalent, all you do is do a quick search, and under each item it will generally tell you if there is something available. A lot of times it may not tell you 100%, like sometimes they might just slash it 20% off, and so that would show. Sometimes it's, I think with this it might have been buy 2 patterns and get X amount off. So it said I don't know if it said sale price is eligible or something eligible. So you click it on and you just do a little research that way, and you can see what they're offering. So that's my Etsy suggestion tip. As an Etsy seller myself, I kind of know the ins and outs. I've been on there since 2012, so I like to think I know something about it, although not an expert, because the digital world changes constantly, and digital commerce changes constantly. Speaking of which, prices for shipping are up a little bit more for the next couple weeks. The post office did that for like a 3-week section. So if you are shipping things to people, please get it out soon, because things are definitely sitting. I had a package I brought to the post office, and it sat for 3 days before they even scanned it in, and I felt horrible because I knew I had given it there, but until they scan it, it doesn't show they had it. Luckily, it started moving so that I wouldn't panic my customer. But get it going soon with that, and you're going to see the prices are up a little bit if you go to the post office right now to ship. Then in January, they're going to go down a little bit because they had upped them during this crazy time. But every year at the end of January, prices do go up at the post office, and for packages, I don't know if just a regular letter this year is going up. I get notices for packages, but package prices in certain types of shipping are raising again a little bit. So you may notice that if you are shipping, or if you are buying from some small sellers, that they might have to, increase their shipping prices a little bit. And it's just the normal post office business. Every January, end of January, they do it. Okay, so that's it for shopping. Like I said, next week I'll probably have a few things to show you. Giveaways. So I did not bring my notes from the gift tag giveaway. I think it was Kathy, I believe. I'm 99% sure. Last time I checked, I hadn't heard from you with your address. Please reach out to me to make sure that I don't want to send anything to the wrong place, especially right now. So if you could really reach out to me and confirm your address with me, that would be great, so I can send you the gift tags. I usually give 2 weeks for items. And then we have this week's. So this week, we're giving away Santa Trio from Waxing Moon Designs. I had bought this for myself, and I'm hemming and hawing about stitching it. And I know that a lot of you have it on your wish list, so I'd like to share it. And if I decide that I want to stitch it again, I will just buy it again. But I know I'm not doing it anytime soon, so I'd like somebody else to get a chance to do it. So the question was about first cars. I loved it. I loved hearing everybody's first cars. Chevette Owners Unite. Technically, that wasn't my first car, but it was close to being my first car because the first one didn't last long. All right. So the winner of that is, there we go, Fran Cohen. So Fran, if you could please get back to me with your address. You can either send me an email through my Gmail address. You'll see it below the video. Or if you'd like to DM me on Instagram, then it's Paper Laura, which is also down below, so you can see what that is. Feel free. Again, 2 weeks, please. As soon as you let me know, though, I will be making a post office run on Monday. So, and now that I've discovered that they can actually do pickups at my mailbox, it could go as soon as Monday if I hear from you, because I do everything, weigh it, ship it, pack it from home. So I do not have to go into the post office for anything. So that's that. Thank you so much for everybody who played along. I do have something this week. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do because, again, I'm not home to see what I may or may not have. But I was stitching Coffee Corner and loving it. Yeah, Coffee Corner. I don't want to say the wrong pattern. Loving it so much. Here it is again from Stone Street Stitchworks, that I reached out to them and I told them I'm enjoying this so much that I'd love to give away a copy. Is it okay if can I buy one? And then when I get a winner, would you send it to them? And they said, no worries, you don't even have to buy it. We will sponsor and donate. We'll donate it. And so very huge, big thank you to Stone Street Stitchworks. They are actually doing this giveaway this week for me. And remember, in the pattern, you get not only the holiday version, but the regular version as well. Oh, there is a little heart up there, but it's being washed out. Oh, there you go. So that's the regular version. So it's almost like two patterns for the win of one. So it is a digital pattern. It is not a physical pattern, just in case that is something that you do or don't like. My question this week, since we are 2 weeks away from Christmas. 2 weeks. I can't believe it. What is your favorite Christmas cookie? Now, if you don't celebrate Christmas, what's your favorite cookie holiday-wise? Maybe there's a specific cookie for whatever holiday you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate any holiday, just give me your favorite cookie. I'd love to hear what everybody's favorite is. For Christmas, I do and I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. It's the chocolate cookies with the peppermint pieces inside, and you roll it in this little powdered sugar and bake it, and it becomes all crackly looking. I happen to have a vegan version, so that is nice because I don't have to sit there and do any changes with it. So if you are ever looking for something that you're worried about people with nut allergies or egg allergies or dairy allergies, and you want a peppermint chocolate cookie recipe, reach out to me. I'd be happy to give it to you. It wasn't mine. I would either link you. If I have a link, I'll link you right to the recipe. I'm pretty sure I printed it off, so I'm sure I have where I got it from. But I'd be happy to do that if you are ever in a bind. I know sometimes if there are people with allergies or food restrictions, it can be tough if you are making something, and I'm happy to help out. So please tell me, what is your favorite cookie, Christmas cookie or holiday cookie or cookie in general? Now, everybody can tell me that, because I loved that some of you who didn't want to do the giveaway still told me with your cars. I love, love, love that. If you'd like to be entered to win the Coffee Corner digital pattern, also say the word bake somewhere, which makes me think of the British baking show. I love that, and I've just started watching the new season, and it's so good. It makes me really want to. I'm not a good baker. I'm not. I prefer to cook rather than bake. It's funny how usually people have one or the other. Not even that I'm a huge great cook either, but if I had my druthers, that's the one I would choose. But I watch that show and I think, I could do that. I want to bake. And then I'll attempt something, and then I'm kind of reminded why I don't do a lot of baking. But so the word bake gets you entered. Everybody tell me your favorite Christmas, holiday, cookie, whatever. What's your favorite? What just that calls to you, that type of cookie calls to you, and you have to eat one. And hey, maybe if we have enough interest in different really interesting ones, we could try to do like a cookie recipe link kind of thing and help each other out. Because this year, maybe baking cookies will just be a nice little simple joy that we can enjoy, and think of our stitchy friends as we do it. I'd be up for trying to figure something out like that. So if you'd like to kind of share or round robin something with recipes, I would try to figure it out. But anyway, that's the question, and that's the word if you want to be entered. Just remember, with giveaways, please don't say giveaway, please don't say free. Any of those words would have to delete your comment. Please be 18 at least or older, so I can get your address. I would love it if you're a subscriber. I suspect most of you are. I do not require you to be a public subscriber though, because I do respect your privacy. So it's on your honor, it's on your word. And maybe you're going to become a subscriber and you just haven't yet. So I'd kind of like it, but I'm not excluding you because of some reason like that. Anyway, those are just the general rules. Sometimes I forget to say them, so I just wanted to throw them out there. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I have for stitching and all that good stuff. If you don't want the little life update, rock on, and I'll see you next week. Not that I have much life update to tell you. Mo and I came down this week. We had a few different things that had to be fixed with the house. What's beautiful is that if there's something wrong, we have up to a year. There's a special warranty program, and they come and they fix things that were structural problems that they may have. That not obviously if we gouge something in the wall, our fault. They're not going to fix it, but there are certain things that they will do. And for example, the granite hadn't been done properly the first time, so they came and they resealed it properly. And there were a couple doors they knew already. They said, we got to get these fixed. A couple doors had gotten wet along the way before they got here construction-wise, so they were slightly warped. So they provided a couple new doors, painted them, and put them up. So anyway, so we were here this week. It's been chilly, but I've been going out for walks around the neighborhood, just trying to learn my way around the neighborhood and just bundling up. I'm a notoriously early riser, so this morning and the sun is a late riser right now. I think it was like 7:08 that the sun was supposed to rise. So I said to Mo, are you awake? Let's go. And so we hit the beach when it was still dark, and we got to watch the sunrise. My phone died in the middle of taking pictures, so I'm hoping I got something, and I will try to upload to Instagram today, tomorrow, somewhere around there, because we got some pretty pictures. It was a nice, pretty sunrise. I've warned him that, when we're down here, any given day, if I'm awake, we're heading down there to watch the sunrise. It was chilly. It was, I'd say high 30s, but it felt good, nice fresh air, ocean breeze, and well, actually it wasn't that windy, but the sounds of the ocean and the seagulls, and I just love it. Love, love, love it. So ironically, when I created the name Stitching by the Shore for my channel, I knew we were building this house. I didn't have it yet. This was in 2019 that we knew we were committing to this, before we knew what 2020 was going to be like. So most of this year, I haven't been stitching by the shore. I'm in a shoreline state, don't get me wrong, I am by the shore, but now I'm a lot closer to the shore. So it's funny how when I started the name, it's only now that I'm starting to actually it makes more sense for, if you wanted a backstory on how the name of my channel ever came about. But yeah, so we head home and, get back to regular life stuff. Getting ready for holidays, but holidays are Christmas is just gonna be the four of us, just like Thanksgiving was. We will FaceTime family and all that good stuff. Being that it'll be the end of December, my guess is we won't have a day warm enough for tea and dessert like we did the day after Thanksgiving to be outside. So we'll just have to wait. We'll have to wait till the weather gets a little nicer to see everybody in person. But I think I'm still gonna try to do cookies with the kids, and we always do gingerbread houses with, the basic way with graham crackers and the frosting, and it's all about the candy for my kids anyway. Even though they're older, they still like to do that. So I'm gonna try to do that, and so we'll try to do that and just try to do some fun stuff. So even though it's different this year, it still can be as fun as possible. So that's my plan. Life plan for the next couple weeks leading up to the holidays. Pretty much shopping is, they send me links and I say, okay, that's what you want. And they're good. They don't send me like 20 million things. They're very cognizant of, okay, if I want something that's more expensive, then that's it, and maybe a little small item or two for a stocking. One kid is more like that. One kid likes a lot of little stuff. It's fine, whichever way you want to do it. So that's how my Christmas shopping has been going. And then Mo and I really don't, we don't really exchange. We just kind of, it's more just for the kids. So we kind of just buy something that we want for ourselves, to be honest with you, because it's easier. We know what we like ourselves. So it's really, really easy this year. But hopefully I can get some stitching that will be able to go on my tree for next year. I'll have it all stitched and pressed, and then just have to be finished when I can go to the store again. So that's what I'm going to keep doing too. I'm really, really enjoying it this year. It's made Christmas that much more enjoyable, and I needed it this year. But that's it. My stitchy friends, I am so grateful if you are still listening to me ramble. I love chatting with you each and every week, and I hope you're well. I know it's a little scary and crazy out there right now. Please stay well. Please stay safe. I'm thinking about you, and I'm wishing the best for you at all times. And until next time, happy stitching.